eagles fly. Let's peep the squad. Big Pat shelling Dante the dark jive. Drop the stats on him, drop the facts on him. Spur King, baby, let's get it on.
Hey fam, it's your man Dante the DarkKnight, and welcome to playoff edition. This Eagles Talk pregame show. Our Philadelphia Eagles enter Gladiator season. Yes, this is what I call Gladiator season. It's kill or be killed, win or go home. Our defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles have reached where we have been striving to get all year, and that's back in the tournament to defend our Super Bowl championship, to go for two consecutive Super Bowl championships in a row, and we are on schedule to do that. You have to get to the tournament to be able to do that, and we have done that. Now, looking through this season, I guess we've been looking at it through a glass half empty type of look, right? Because we've always been focusing on the offense and such, but if we just take a minute and look at this season through a glass half full perspective, we have accomplished a lot. As as defending Super Bowl champions, not many make the playoffs next year or go deep. There's not many repeat Super Bowl champions, and that's because a lot of them don't even reach the point where we are now. Couple that with the fact that we had one of the unprecedented hard schedules in the history of the league. And what I mean by that, we had 11 of our 17 games were against playoff teams from the previous year. No other team had ever faced a schedule that difficult. So as Super Bowl champions, we played 11 games against playoff teams from the previous year. And even with that, we came out with a more than respectable record of 11-6. Not only that, we are the only playoff team this year, that has won their division 2 years in a row. No other playoff team this year are repeat division champions, which brings me to the fact that we are repeat NFC East division champions, and that hasn't happened in 20 years. So when you look at it through a glass half full perspective, we have accomplished a lot, even if us being spoiled fans expected more. But I think that we have had a great year, and now being back in the tournament, all records are 0-0. The offense has a chance to reestablish itself, because one thing I have confidence in is that we have a championship caliber defense. Am I as confident going into these playoffs as I was last year? Admittedly, no, I am not. To borrow a phrase from one of my favorite sports radio talk show hosts, Joe DeCamera, I am cautiously confident. I am confident that we have a championship caliber defense that can win it all, and we have seen them do that throughout this season, leaning on that defense to win some big games for us this year, the last being against the Buffalo Bills. They made 13 points stand up. They have done that multiple times. They made 13 points stand up against the Detroit Lions. They made, 16 points, if I'm not mistaken, stand up against the Green Bay Packers. The defense has played out of its mind, especially since week 10. And I am confident that that defense is good enough to win us a championship. The X factor, of course, is our offense. But now they have a clean slate now to put it all together. And if they can bring anything to the table, I think really 21 points. If they can average 21, 24 points in these playoffs, we can win another championship. 2 consecutive Super Bowls. I'm all for it, and I'm all ready for it. I'm back. I'm back, but I have been out because I had contracted COVID. and I'm still in isolation. I'm isolated in my studio right now in the house. They won't let me go anywhere else, but I am here. I wanted to be here for these playoffs games, and I'm glad I am here because nobody else is here right now. So I had to be here. I didn't plan on being on camera, but since no one else is here, Pat is at the game right now or on his way there, and I'm happy that he's able to experience the game in person. I hope he brings us a lot of good luck. I think that we have a good opportunity to move on in these playoffs, but that's why they play the game. So we can't take anything for granted. But we are facing the San Francisco 49ers. I think this is a great get back game. I know that we have I had seen the 49ers as a rival ever since like 2022 when we faced them in the playoffs and knocked Purdy out and the such. We didn't get a chance to face them last year, but here we are back again. They're the team that sucked the soul out of us in 2023. They started our skid in 2023. We were just cruising along at 10-1, faced the 49ers, and they just snatched our soul, and all the wheels fell off the wagon there. So to me, it's a get back game. They talk a lot of crap, and we get a chance now to see them healthy, and they get a chance to try to back up what they were saying back then, and we'll see who wins. I think it'll be us. But without further ado, let's get this show started. You are watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around that is by Eagles fans and for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I am, I'm recovering from COVID, so I'm doing some electrolytes. I'm doing some electrolytes right now. You guys let me know what you're doing out there, and let's do it in honor of our Philadelphia Eagles as we start our quest to repeat as Super Bowl champions. So, everyone, down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the first quarter.
All right, first quarter. Without further ado, I want to bring you guys in. I haven't been on in the last few shows because of my illness, so I just want to get right to you guys. And the first person in the room today is John Batiste from South Kakalaka. Says South Carolina Bird Gang checking in. Thanks, John. Time for talking is over. We getting this the hard way. Yes, we are, because the Bears won yesterday. So if we are victorious today, we're going to have to travel to Chicago to get our get back against the Bears too. So this might be good to have that added chip on our shoulder, not only to repeat, but some get back along the way. We get some get back against the 49ers today, and if we are victorious, we get a chance to go get some get back against the Chicago Bears, who embarrassed us earlier this year, made our defense look bad. And I think that was an anomaly. So I'm looking forward. But before that, it's time to take care of business today. Star Wars 9918, per John Clark, a lot of former Eagles, including Jason Kelsey, Fletcher Cox, Alshon Jeffrey, Corey Clement, Darius Slay, and Avonte Maddox are in the building today. That's great. That's great to have the family together. You know what I mean? To have the family together to support. I love the culture that this organization has created. Dion's in the house. He's on YouTube watching us. Thanks, Dion. We appreciate that. Let's go. Win or go home. Chicago, we coming. Go Birds. That's right. It's Gladiator season. It's kill to be killed. There's there's no other way to look at it. Gladiator season starts today. And Shane is in the house. He says, yo, WSG. Palatero's in the house. He says, go Birds. He also says fast tempo, killer mentality. Pat is in the room because he's at the game. And he says, go Birds. What's up, Pat? And Drew, the goat boy, I'm sorry. Yo, LFG, it's time, and I am pumped up. As we all should be. As we all should be. And let us not take this for granted, we're going to have to come and we're going to have to put, it's going to have to be BTA, belt to ass from here on out. It's no time to have any brain farts or anything like this. I was watching the playoffs yesterday, and it was some very good games, very exciting games where you thought one team had it, sewn up, or had solidified the game, and then the other team would come back and snatch victory out of their hands. The Panthers were up. I thought the Panthers had the game sewed up, but here comes the Rams, and the Rams come and they snatch victory out of the clutches of the Carolina Panthers. Same way with the Green Bay and Chicago game. Green Bay were up for most of the game, had given up the lead late, had come back to regain the lead, and then they give it up to the Chicago Bears late in the game. So this is one where I hope it doesn't play out like that. I mean, I just hope we win. But in looking at our offense from the year, the regular season, right, you kind of don't want to get in that type of situation where we're counting on our offense to put together a game-winning drive. I know Jalen always elevates his game in the playoffs, it seems, right? He always elevates his game in the playoffs. But having not seen that type of performance through the regular season, I don't know if I want that path to victory. Don't get me wrong. I'll take any path to victory. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to look like I want it to look. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to look like what I'm accustomed to it looking. It just has to be a victory. So I'm not married to how it looks. But in looking at those games yesterday, I'm thinking like, wow, if we are in a situation like that, are we going to be able to come out with a victory? If it depends on our offense having to take us down to win, to pull out a game-winning touchdown drive, I'm, from the evidence from the regular season, doesn't bode well for us. But again, it's 0-0 now. This is a brand new season. Regular season is out the window. I'm hoping that these guys were arrogant enough to hold back some things, and they weren't showing everything. That's my only hope for the offense. Is like, I hope that they were holding out, and they're going to unleash their master plan now that we are in the playoffs. Maybe they didn't want to tip their hand in the regular season. I know it makes no sense to me that they would do that, but if that's the case, this is the time now to please bring out the creativity, the consistent play calling, all the things that we were hoping to see, a methodical offense, moving the ball, gaining first downs. I'll even take a couple explosive plays here and there. If that is what they've been holding back, please unleash it today. I need to see it. We need to see it. We need to move on and get to the next game. So if that was their ploy, if they were playing Fox the whole season, and now they're ready to unleash some things, I'm here for it. All right, Big Dom revenge game. Palatero says Big Dom revenge game. BTA, I'm with that. Anything we need to use as motivation, I'm with it. The Jags and the Bills are back and forth. Tony Burren, our president for Down Under, is in the house. He said we shouldn't be talking about next week. As a wise man says, there is no tomorrow. You're absolutely right. There is no tomorrow. We're going to talk about today and the 49ers. Now, listening to reports in sports talk this week, a lot of people are picking us because of San Fran's situation. They're not the healthiest right now, but we know, and as I saw yesterday, that when it's playoff time, you're going to get the best. We've been getting the best of everyone that we faced all year, being the Super Bowl, defending Super Bowl champions. So we're not It's not like we're not accustomed to that. We're accustomed to taking on everyone's best, and it's not going to stop today. It's going to be even more of that. The benefit to us getting everyone's best every week is that we're prepared. We're playoff. We're battle tested, having to play a Super Bowl against the opposing team nearly every week. Everybody was measuring themselves against the defending Super Bowl champions, which were us. And now we are in that situation again today. So I think that we're battle tested. Here is Pat. What is Pat trying to say? Pat is trying to give his inactives over in the chat line. Okay, that's what he's trying to do. All right. So Pat's inactive list is offensive tackle. Lane Johnson is out. Okay, that's incredible. Offensive line, Brett Toth out, concussion. Edge, Joshua Uche, fifth edge rusher. Running back, A.J. Dillon, fourth running back. D tackle, Ty Robinson. And quarterback, Ja'Cory Bennett. Quarterback, Sam Howell. And for San Francisco, wide receiver, Ricky Pearsall is out. Linebacker, D. Winters. Linebacker, Luke Guilford. Running back, Isaac Guerrero. And quarterback, Chase Lucas. Wide receiver, Jordan Watkins. And defensive tackle, Kevin Givens. So I didn't see Fred Warner on there. Is he playing? Is he not inactive? Is he playing? Because I heard he was out for the year. All right. So those are the inactives. Thanks, Pat. Lane Johnson is out. I just saw that. I am surprised. I'm mildly surprised because they had him questionable for most of the week, and I was a little skeptical. And he has a Liz Frank injury. That is one of those injuries that is not usually something that you could gloss over or people come back too quick from. So his may be that's which will take a longer period of time. Maybe there's a possibility for him returning the further we go on in these playoffs. But for right now, we're going to have to do it without Lane. And that is not good news because we don't fare well without Lane. But at this point, next man up, and we just got to do the best that we can do. So the other Johnson, Fred, he's going to have to continue and do better, because this is the time where we need to be disciplined, focused, and we can't have these penalties. Penalties is a lack of focus, a lack of discipline, and it comes down to everything. Analytics, it comes down to everything. We can't amass a lot of penalties and expect to be victorious, just as we cannot turn the ball over and expect to be victorious. So when we do good on the turnover battle and taking care of the ball and being disciplined, we have a lot of success. So Malata, no penalties. Fred, no penalties. Steed, please, no penalties. And let's do a good job. It's going to be dependent upon how we play in the trenches. Excuse me just a sec. It's going to be dependent upon how we play in the trenches on the offense and the defensive side of the ball. Our defensive line is very healthy now. We have Carter back, Jordan Davis still playing at a high level, Phillips, BG, Ajomo. Our defensive line is healthy, pretty much healthy, and we're going to need them to be that way because we're facing McCaffrey and the 49ers and Shanahan, who is a brilliant offensive mind. So we're going to need that defensive line to really set the tone, not only with stopping the run, but getting that pressure on Purdy because he's a good quarterback. I'm not going to say he's a pretty good quarterback. He's not Mr. Irrelevant anymore. I don't think we need to refer to him as that. I think that's a disrespect to do that to him now after he has had incredible years since he's been in the league, since he's been promoted to the starting position. So he's a quarterback that you have to respect. We're going to have to get him off of his rhythm, off his spot, and hopefully we can repeat the performance we had against him last time we saw him in the playoffs, and that was when Hassan Reddick knocked him out of the game. So it's going to be dependent upon the trenches. So that's on the defensive side. On the offensive side of the ball, if we're going to have any type of, I think that we can have success against them because they're decimated at the linebacker position. So in the middle of the field, we should have a field day. So hopefully we can get this run established, and someone like Goddard and Jalen and Patullo have constructed a offensive game plan where we take advantage of where they are weak at, and they are weak in the middle of their defense. So I feel good about that. I feel good that we can be able to do that. Just haven't seen us be very successful in having a total game of offense. But with this defense, again, like I said in the opening, if this offense gives us anything, if they give us one half of good offensive play, I think this defense is good enough to make it stand. So if we can, if we can have a first half of 24 points or 21 points, I think that would be good enough for us to win this game with the way our defense has been playing, assuming that they continue to play at that dominant level. Let me see what you guys think out there. Flipping Birds, game day, let's hit them in the mouth. Jeremiah, I love that. Game day, let's hit them in the mouth. Pat says, sitting here parked right in front of the link, VIP courtesy of my wife, Stephanie. Congratulations. You guys enjoy that game. DarkKnight, get you some organic. Big dog. I am organic. Some organic what? All right. Fred Waters on IR. Slow healing and easy to re-injure. Steen. Yeah, Steen is I don't even want to think about that. We're going to need Steen to play his best ball. That's what we're going to need him to do. That definitely means that he needs to play better. But we're going to need him to play his best football today. That's what we're going to need, because he is, even with Cam Jurgens and Dickerson and Lane not being 100%, I think he's been a bigger disappointment to me because he's been relatively healthy, and that's how he performs. We can point to the others as their off year being a cause of their being injured. So, we know that Landon Dickerson plays at a much higher level when he's 100%. We know that Cam Jurgens is also that same type of player, and Lane Johnson is quite obvious that he plays much better at 100%. But Steen hasn't had any significant injuries, and this is the best that we're getting from him. I'm a little disappointed in him. So today, I think, I know that we need Steen to play at his highest level, the best that he can play today. Richard Layton is on YouTube. He says, we need a heavy dose of Barkley and Bixby in the run game. Yeah, let's see Bixby. How about that? Let's see if they utilize Bixby, because they kind of refused to do that during the regular season. We saw him in spots here and there, but we need to see him, a little more of him. And I'm not talking about crazy dosage, like, just like 8 to 10 carries. If you could do that, I'll take 8 carries right now. You know what I mean? I'll take 8. But if we can get him some more carries, and just to keep the defense guessing as to what we're going to do, that's always an asset, right? It's always an asset to be able to keep the defense guessing. And we have heard too many times during this year of opposing players saying that this offense has been predictable. Last being Last being CJGJ. I think when he plays for the Bears now, after the Bears game, he was asked about our predictability, and he basically said, "Yeah, they're predictable." So we're going to need uh, that creativity and any tool that we could use in our favor to keep the defense on their heels. Here's my co-host. Hey, what's up?
Go Birds!
Go Birds! You're not lying.
Go
Um,
Birds! It's here. The day is here. And it started off on fire yesterday.
yes, it did. With a lot of I was a little. I'm not scared, but I saw a lot of games, man, where you thought one team was going to win, and then the other team's offense came out and led some very spectacular game-winning drives. And I don't, I'll take any path to victory that we could get. But I don't know if I want our games to look like that. I don't know if we have that in us. I don't know if I want my game to play out like that today. I think I want my game to be sewn up by the 3 minute mark. I want it to be in the bag. I don't want to have to depend on us having to put together a 85-yard drive.
Well, I think that that is a culmination of how this season has gone for everybody, and we are being unrealistic. Think about it. The top seeds still won their games, but they had to fight for the win. And we've been in those dog fights all season. If anybody is prepared to take it into a dog fight, it's us. We don't get rattled when we're down. We don't get rattled when we have to do a comeback. So if anybody's going to be able to pull out a win, I would put my money on the Eagles, our defense, and our quarterback, Jalen Allen, Alexander Hurts, all day. That's just me. But I like to hear what everybody else has to think about that. How do you feel about, our chances if we have to play from behind and if we're cut up for the mustard? Because that's important. This is the playoffs. So everybody's 0-0. You're ranked where you're ranked. What are you going to do at this point? So that's how I feel about it.
I don't even think we're going to have to play from behind. I don't think that
I'm not scared of any of these teams, to be
yeah.
honest
And
with
Vic,
you.
and
To be
Vic, I
honest with you.
trust we don't give up a lot of points. I'll be surprised if we have to play from behind.
Hmm.
I think we're going to be playing from ahead, and it just matters how far ahead are we going to be playing from. If we have a great offensive day, we're going to be playing from way ahead. If we have a offensive day that's that's a continuation of our regular season, then it might not be so far ahead. But the defense is such that, like I said in the opening, they have made 13 points stand against great teams. You know what I mean? And I say if we get 21 points from our offense, I think we can beat anybody in these playoffs. If
Period.
we get 21 points from our offense, I think that the defense will make that stand against anyone in these playoffs. There's no team that I'm afraid of. And there's this playoff picture this year is not like last year or years previous. We don't have a Detroit from last year. We don't have a Kansas City Chiefs from prior years. There's no team that scares you like that in these playoffs. Everybody's beatable.
Facts.
Everybody's very beatable.
Facts.
And you see that with, the Carolina Panthers gave the Rams all they can handle yesterday. All that they can handle. The Green Bay Packers gave the Bears all they could. These these teams, these matches are closely matched. There's no one head and shoulders over the other or anything
Period.
like that.
Period.
So with that in mind, I think that I think that I may be being homerish, but I think that we're the team to beat. Really, what I mean, we just haven't had the offense uh, perform to the level of last year. But if it ever gets close to that, we're that team. We are that team.
Period. And the only difference between the Rams and the Panthers were the Rams made one less mistake because they both were having sloppy games, making some crucial game mistakes that would have lost in the game. So that's the only difference I think in that game was they they lucked out and had one or two less mistakes than the Panthers. But that game was full of mistakes on both sides of the ball from both teams.
And what do we not do? We do not make many mistakes. You know what I mean? People always, want to talk about Jalen this, Jalen that. Jalen don't turn the ball over. Y'all, you know what I mean? It don't look pretty, but that's what wins games. When you look at that game that you're talking about, it came down to turnovers.
Yeah, you want a ring or you want to look cute?
Right.
What you want? Because I want a ring. It looks
I'm
cute
with
when you have a ring.
Pat is out there. Pat says key to victories: dominate the line of scrimmage, dominate time possession, defense, and no turnovers. I agree totally with that, Pat. I do. Let me end this quarter though.
Dante, you're off screen. You know that?
Yeah, I do. I was just
Just
waiting for
making
you to
sure.
get there. I'm gonna have to be blowing my nose and all this stuff and all that. I just was waiting for a prettier face to put on the screen than myself. All right. So we're gonna end this quarter.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by us Eagles fans and for us Eagles fans. And it's playoff time. Gladiator season is killed or be killed, win or go home. It's time to go for our second Super Bowl champions in a row, and I think we're in a good position to do that. So here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I'm doing the electrolytes. And Nichelle, what are you doing today, if anything?
Just a little coffee. We had a little starter shot earlier, so I'm saving myself for the game. But I got my Eagles mug.
Okay, and that's a beautiful. I like that one.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready.
So let me know what you guys are doing out there, and let's do it together to our Philadelphia Eagles as we start our quest on capturing our second consecutive Super Bowl. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
You're now listening to the second quarter.
All right.
Come on. Come on. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Get some. That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right. That's right. It's time, man. B-Dog said it all right there. He embodies all the emotion that we have right now as we get ready for our Philadelphia Eagles to take on the 49ers. I think it's a get-back game. I said this a couple years ago. We didn't see each other last year, but I thought that in the 22 season and 23 season that we were starting to build a rivalry with those 49ers, and we get a chance to get some get back because last time we played them, they snatched our soul. We haven't gotten any revenge, any get back since they snatched our soul in 2023, causing the wheels to fall off. Actually, after that game with the 49ers, that's when we had our collapse, and we haven't seen them since. So we're going to see them at full strength, healthy. They're going to see us as healthy as they can be, and we're going to battle it out. And I think it's an opportune time for us to get back, not to take anybody lightly or anything like that. We got to go out there and put BTA, belt to ass. VPAC says, I would have benched Steen and moved Cam down to right guard and started Toth at center, but who am I? Yeah, Steen has been, he's been something. I mean, and as I said before, it's kind of discouraging because he doesn't have an excuse. Like Dickerson has an excuse. He's been hurt all year. Cam Jurgens has an excuse. He's been hurt all year. Lane Johnson has an excuse. Steen has been healthy, and that's how he plays. He's been playing at 100%, and boy, do I miss Becton. But, we are where we are, and we're just going to need him to play out of his mind today. We say this is a brand new season. It's a brand new season for him, too. So he gets to start at 0-0, and hopefully he can just improve on how he has been playing throughout the regular season. But, without a doubt, we know we got to get some offensive line help in the draft.
Well, listen, the offensive line is going to have to dig real deep today and every day here on out in the playoffs because that is one of our areas of need. So they're going to have to dig real deep and dig into that next man up mentality because we're not having Lane today. They're going to have to dig deep and show why we got here in the first place. So it's going to be important.
Yeah, they said Drew says Dallas came back 21 down because of time of possession. That's key too. Like if we can somehow, put together methodical drives and win that time of possession battle, it makes the game a lot easier for everyone. If we can somehow, we don't need. I mean, I love explosive plays, but I love those 8-minute drives too. I think I love those better than I love explosive plays. I know that explosive plays are sexy and all, but just give me a good old 8-9-minute drive. I'll take that any day of the week, especially with the way our team is formulated. That's just great for all around for our team. We get the offensive line in a groove. They're on the attack. They're mauling people, and the defense is well rested to come out and to shut down the opposing team, not having to be on the field a lot. That's my ideal way to kill a team.
Yeah, I think that part of the issue is that is what a lot of people complain about is the strategy that our offensive use, whether it's time of possession, playing keep away, whether it's not playing the turnover game. All of those things are key, not sexy strategies to keep us in the game so we can pull out these W's in case it does get close or in case we have to come from behind. We know how to play keep away very well. Very well. That's one of our assets, and we know how to protect the ball very well. And you need those two things coming into the playoffs. You need those two things.
I think our team is built for this type of run that we might have to. We may have, and I'm not going to look past this week, so I'm not going to go ahead and look to the Chicago Bears. I'm just going to focus on today's game against the 49ers and what we need to do there. And I don't think that they are equipped to handle a physical team. And if we can come out and be physical, I think that's the path to beating them today. They don't have anybody in the middle. Their linebackers are decimated. We can take advantage of Goddard, hopefully, across the middle, and hopefully the run game. We can take advantage of the run game. So I think the most physical team wins today, and at no point can we take them lightly, which I don't think that we will. I can't wait to see the energy that this team brings to the field today. That's going to tell me a lot. Their energy in that first quarter is going to tell me where they are and whether they're ready or not. To your point, we are prepared, and I said it earlier before you came on. We're prepared for this season right here because we've been playing this way all year. We've been facing everyone's best shot all year. We've been facing everyone's Super Bowl every week. Every week, everyone was measuring themselves against us. So we've pulled out those ugly wins, those tough wins, those 13-6 wins. We've done that. So if we're gonna go there, we're battle tested. We're battle tested to do that. So I like our chances today, and that's all that matters. I'm not even gonna go past today. I just like our chances today if we take care of our business in the trenches. It starts in the trenches, and most importantly, in the offensive line. The offensive line has to establish a presence today, and I think that they set the tone for the entire game if they come out and have success.
And playing penalty free.
Right.
We can't have those dumb mistakes that we've been having on the offensive line that's been costing us 10-yard gains, 15, 20-yard gains, and then we're pulling it all back on the penalty. Even has cost us touchdowns. So the offensive line not only has to dig deep, but they have to play super disciplined from here on out.
And just to speak about this, and I really do, out the window right now is any type of hatred or vitriol towards Petula. We're family now. We're going into battle together. So he's family, and I want him to do as well as he can do, because that means my team is going to do as well as they can do. But they were talking about Michael from Miami is available and possibly getting a new OC. And then I heard some talk in some online chats about if Petula wins this game today, he might not be going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? If he wins just today, and heaven forbid he wins 2 games, he might not be going anywhere. So I don't know if we're happy with that or not. I've heard both sides of the equation. Some people say, I don't care if he wins all 3 of the games, he still needs to go. But that's something that I'll happily, that's the situation I'll happily deal with when the time comes. If you get me to a Super Bowl, we'll happily discuss that later. Let's just get to the Super Bowl and get this another Super Bowl under our belt.
That's right. Period. And that's the name of the game. I just still don't understand why people care. All of a sudden, everybody wanted to win pretty. When did that ever be? When was that ever a part of Philly sports DNA, winning pretty?
Right.
This new wave attitude. Like, everybody got soft.
Right.
To win pretty. It has to look like this. Oh, we got to throw out 50,000 yards a game. Come on. Stop playing with me. Really, we're the Broad Street Bullies. Pretty is not what we do. We do gritty. If you're looking for pretty, go be a Rams fan. Okay? If you're looking for pretty, go be a Rams fan. If you want gritty, you're an Eagles fan. Make it make sense.
Tony Burns says, no conservative mindset with the play calling today. It's belt the ass until the clock hits 000. That's the mindset that we all should have. Hopefully, that's the mindset that Petullo and Sirianni has. No conservative mindset, man. No, I'm tired of that. I don't have a specific way that I want this thing to look, but I don't want it to look timid. And you could see and you could feel when it looks timid out there. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like my team is out there tiptoeing around. Not on either side of the ball, because we've seen that sometimes where the defense does that, and not often. But I don't want to see any type of timid energy or anything conservatism, any of that. We got to go out, and there's got to be balls to the wall today. John Batiste says on Mary and the Little Land, y'all, if Adoree Jackson start that BS today.
I'm not even front, John. That's just how I feel. He be stressing me out.
He said on Mary and the Little Lamb. That's going, look, let's face it. We got some things are reality. They're going to come after Adoree. That's reality. Because that's just better. Right. He's gotten better, but that's just the way of the world. When you have a Quinyon Mitchell on one side, the other guy's going to get a lot of attention. So that's just going to be what it is. Adoree, we just hope that you continue to elevate and play better, because we've seen him get better throughout the year. So he's just going to have a great game today. And I don't think that, it shouldn't be too hard. You know what I'm saying? Too hard. With the pass rush, I hope that the pass rush is up to the challenge. But if we get in Purdy's face, get him off his rhythm, get him off his spot, I think we're going to have a lot of success. And the way the defense and the defensive line, the pass rush has played since week 10, if that continues, I think we should have some success.
Facts. I see Dion's here with the prayer warrior circle for us.
Dear Lord, on this blessed playoff Sunday you have provided, I want to thank you for it, and thank you in advance for having the toughest schedule in the league for years to come. Amen. Amen. To that. Amen. Let the church say amen. He's right about that. We have endured, I said this in the opening, reviewing our season through a glass half full lens. We have accomplished a lot. We've won our division that in consecutive years hasn't been done in 20 years. No other playoff team are consecutive division winners this year. No other playoff team in the playoffs this year has won their division 2 years in a row. We're the only ones. We're the only ones to do that. And in our division, it hasn't been done in 20 years. We're probably the only – we faced the toughest schedule for a Super Bowl champion in the history of the NFL, having 11 games against playoff teams for the previous year. And even with that, we went 11-6.
Period.
So all of these things are, and then, not to mention that there are not many teams that repeat as Super Bowl champions. And why? Because a lot of teams don't even make it to the playoffs after they win the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? They don't even make it. So that's another accomplishment. So when you look at our season through the glass half full lens, there's a lot for us to be proud of and to have confidence in this team going into the playoffs today.
Yeah. But there's also those that have the glass half empty lens, and they're like, well, we're 24th in offense and we're this. And so they pick up all the stats and they cherry pick all the things that we don't do well, as if we don't have game-breaking historical stats that we put up between our quarterback and some of our players this season. They act like we're still not breaking records year over year, whether it's team records or NFL records. We do that yearly. So if you have a record-breaking team, a record-breaking QB, how do you not give yourself a chance? How do you not believe in them? That's what I want to know. How do you not believe? You want them to be 100% across the board, number one in all stats? That's unrealistic. That's not going to happen that way.
Oh, by the way, did I mention that 11 of our games were against playoff teams? Meaning we're playing the top echelon of talent in this league. 11 out of 17 games, we're not playing the 25th ranked defense most of the times. Period. We're playing teams that make the playoffs. That's the cream of the crop every week. Yeah. And they're measuring themselves against us.
And that's what people don't consider, is the fact that we are the team to beat, and we are getting the best of every team that plays us, whether they got 2 wins or 10 wins. We had to deal with every day somebody coming for our neck, somebody gunning for the throne. That's what this is all about. When you sit on top of the throne, everybody's gunning for you. And you might take some bumps and bruises protecting that throne, but we still have shown why we are on the top of the throne and have the reigning Super Bowl champs and reigning Super Bowl MVP. Go Birds.
Yes, man, come on. Let's be for real. John Batiste says, put our hands around their necks and press our thumbs to the back of their throats. Right. Choke vomit out of them until the fourth quarter clock shows all zeros. Make them sound like Eddie Murphy in Trading Places. It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes.
Correction. It was the Dukes. It was the Dukes. Good reference, John. That was a good reference.
That was a good one. Oh man.
Because we got 8 minutes left. And did we do the fight song?
No, we get ready to do this. What time? Oh, snap. We gotta hurry up. All right.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. It's by us Eagles fans, for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, that is the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I'm doing electrolytes. I'm overcoming the COVID. Nichelle is saving herself for the game. And you guys let me know what you're doing out there. But let's get to it. Down the hatch, 3, 2, 1.
Eagles Talk, the #1 Eagles coverage show on Facebook. That is by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans.
No one likes us.
All right.
You're now listening to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I skipped a quarter. We get ready to go. It's get ready to be game time. And I found the bunny picture. So there it is. All right. We're going to keep this streak going. All right. So our Philadelphia Eagles in about 6 minutes are going to embark on their first playoff game in defense of their Super Bowl title. And we're looking to go back to the Super Bowl. It starts today against those San Francisco 49ers. I don't like the San Francisco 49ers. I saw a funny story, though. The party, I guess you know how the fans travel with the team to different stadiums. So they have a trip, a fan trip here, and they were looking for a place to rent out to have a party or whatever. So the wherever establishment they reached out to said no. They said no, you will not have a party here. And they said after very little consideration, this is their response to the establishment. After very little consideration, we decided no, we do not want
little, not a lot.
Not a lot. It was very short and to the point. Like, no, we ain't even consider this. So this is how we get down to Philly, man. I loved it. I love the fact, and it had to be a very successful establishment because or a very loyal one. Probably both, because you're talking about turning down hundreds of people, which was going to generate money, and they were like, "Nah, we cool. We don't need that. We want y'all to have fun. And y'all not gonna have fun at our establishment." And so I love it. We are in playoff mode. The whole city, even the businesses, are standing in support and loyalty to our team, and we must do the same. So we get out there today, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the game. Don't have a heart attack. Don't worry about it. The defense is going to hold it down for us. We just ask that, if we have to have one half of good offensive play, I like to have it in the first half. But let's I think that we're going to be playing from ahead. The offense will tell us just how much from ahead we'll be playing from. I like us today with more points than them. Nichelle?
Come on now, absolutely. This is step one in the road back. So I definitely think we're going to make a good showing. We home. We got perfect football weather. It will be a little bit windy, but other than that, it's goal time. What Jalen Alexander Hurt say? Rain cedar slow. Eagles stay ready to go. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. Let me see what your predictions are out there. Don Batiste says yes. He says rainy, defending, undisputed, soon to be back-to-back Super Bowl champions. I'm with that energy right there. Gary says, let's go Birds. 60 minutes, Patullo. John says 60 minutes, Patullo. Yeah, I'm with that. 60 minutes, Patullo. Give us good plays for 60 minutes. He usually scripts a great first 15 and such.
Right.
But after that, I don't,
Yeah, we need a full.
Yeah, we need
60.
a whole 60 minutes, man. I think his approach should be, let me just script my plays in multiples of 15. I'll do 15 here, and then I'll script another 15 here, and then I'll script another 15 here. I don't know. Whatever you need to do.
While Josh Allen just pushed their way to get up by 2 points.
Oh, I somebody put in a thing that they tush push. They did a 10-yard tush push.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see.
Yeah, Saints that voted against it been using it every week.
Dion says Birds 27-17. I like that. I think that's too much for the opposing team, but I'll take that. I will take that. John Batiste, yet to hang all game, Patullo, not just the first half. Let your nuts hang the whole game.
Maybe he should hold him up.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the problem. He just hanging
fly,
out.
Eagles fly from Brendan. And Jeremiah says, we need 240 minutes of KP best play calling. Yes, we do. And I hope, I just pray that, I know it's a far cry that this is actually true, but if they were arrogant enough to be holding back until now, oh, please give us what you've been holding back. Please, let me see it all today. Let that be true. Trina says, has anyone figured out what coat Aaron was wearing? Aaron who?
Yeah, who is it?
Who's Aaron? Tell me who Aaron is, unless he's a sideline reporter for the telecast. John Batiste says Eagles 30, the 40 Winers 21. I'll take that, but I think that's, I don't think the defense gives up 21. I'll be surprised if they do that. All right, but we have one of the best offensive minds going against one of the best defensive minds, so I think that's going to be play a huge factor in this thing also. Shanahan versus Vic Fangio. I'll put my money on Fangio every day of the week. So
Twice on Sunday.
All right, the side reporters. She's talking about Aaron Andrews. You talking about Aaron Andrews?
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not. I'm on the show with you guys, so I can't really see what Aaron is wearing right now. But we're going to let you guys go see the game now because it's 4:30 and kickoff should be any minute now. So go enjoy the game, enjoy the victory. Let's come back and talk about it on the other side. I'm your man, DarkKnight. For Pat at the game, Pat, have a good time. For Nichelle, enjoy the game. We'll be back after the game. See you guys then. Peace.